Paul, when Mark's talking to me about something, and I don't mean to do this, and it's not that my mind wanders.
Yeah.
And it can go on to so many different subjects, and literally I will then flip back into the conversation and think, what did he just say? He's just asked me a question and I didn't hear it. Not because I didn't want attention span. See what I mean? God. Anyway, yeah. So I'd knock on the door, the person would come to the door, and I'd have in my mind where I wanted to take the conversation. Okay, so the person would be on the door, and it would be like a Charlie Brown moment where you go, what, and I'd be, what, and I'd be, but have you seen this scripture? We have nothing to do.
How you think about everything and how you confront everything with a smile, with a zip across.
Stephen and Sam, when we all went to London and we did the conference and everything, and it was something he said to me, and I went, that's it. And I mentioned it to a couple that have recently come out, and they went, that's it! There wasn't us, and they hugged each other. And it was the most funniest thing I've ever seen. But what do I mean? Well, he said that at the Kingdom Hall, they hypnotise you into state of boredom.
Yeah.
And I went, that's it! Oh my goodness!
Now, before anybody starts jumping off the gun, you know, when we're talking about hypnotism here, we're talking about this
your
trance.
Brain sleeps.
Your brain,
yeah, it's trained.
You slip, as soon as you sit down from that songbook and you said,
from the platform, it's the same thing, and they don't go outside the box of material. If you, for example, in the Watchtower, you have your article, you've got, say, 22 paragraphs you've got to get through with questions and answers, and you will be fed the answer in the paragraph. So your brain's not having to think very much, because literally the answer to the question that they've read is there.
Yeah.
And it's word for word. So what you do is you look at that answer and you highlight it with your marker pen, as you do, and you can maybe change a word to mean the same thing, but it then becomes your own words. So you, rather than put the question and the answer in your own words, you're actually using the same words, you're just moving them around a bit. So you sound really spiritual, because how I know that they would always want that answer answered properly, or the way that it was written, is because they go round the Kingdom Hall until they got what they wanted.
yeah.
And if a brother or sister said they went off and they'd done research and they'd managed to get this really fantastic answer that what it from another Watchtower article or whatever, they wouldn't be happy with that. They would carry on going round the Kingdom Hall until they got what they wanted from that, as it was, word for word, in the paragraph.
Yeah. Right down to the sentence.
Right down to the sentence.
And that's all they were looking for, you know, and they say, oh, well done for doing all of that research, but what does the paragraph actually say? What does the paragraph say?
So anyway, and then also assemblies, I think we have said this before in another video, but it so brings it back. Do you remember sitting at the assembly and there'd be what, Charlie Browning from the platform, and you're wandering on shopping lists and what that brother down there's doing, and that seagull that's walking on the thing, and all these different distractions. Your mind would wander because you're bored. Your mind has gone asleep, and that's why they say keep taking notes, because you're reaffirming that boredom. You're literally repetitive. So anyway, you're bored, and then it would come to announcements, and say, for example, it would be you've just come back from, or you're just going to go off to lunch. So they get everybody stood up to do a song, and they would you to listen to the announcements. So they'd say, brothers, if you could remain standing.
Remain standing.
They did not want you to sit down to go to sleep again. They wanted you to hear about when you come out of the assembly, turn left, not right. Make sure you pick up the litter that's around.
Contribution boxes are here, here and here. Now that you're standing, we want you to hear this.
Yeah, and now you can sit. Why can't you sit? Why couldn't you sit for those announcements? Because it doesn't take very long for people to sit, because it's going to take exactly the same amount of time as it would after the announcements to sit and settle. So it's because they want you to hear that bit. They want you to stay focused.
It's a very clever science that goes into controlling masses of people. And one of the things you do is whip them all up with this emotional music before the convention starts, and you need to be in your seats when you hear the music starting, and you're getting all bubbly and all emotional with it. And then, of course, when it's this, now please remain standing, we have things to tell you.
Yes, wait, what's this
well,
then?
It's a no-brainer now, we can see it. And especially when they start talking about contributions and about making sure that you're not wearing too much perfume.
And you look at that new cartoon about the Sophia cartoon from the JW.org where she's got this coin and she's dreaming about an ice cream and she wants to